The Buffalo Board of Education swearing in its new North District representative this evening amid controversy surrounding the vacant position. Now, this appointment now fills the seat of the former board member after she resigned last month. Our Angelica Gallagher was there and joins us now tonight with the latest. Angelica.
Rob, Roscoe Henderson III is now officially a member of the BPS Board of Education, and he was welcomed with a standing ovation from a packed room at City Hall today. And parents, former district leaders, they're hopeful he'll help change the direction of the district as it continues to deal with controversy.
I look at the school board as being a position that's very important, and the thing is that what I hope to advocate for is transparency, plain and simple.
Roscoe Henderson III, former police officer and BPS school resource officer, joining the district's Board of Education Wednesday.
I'm just continuing what I always do. Pretty much every job I've ever had, it's about helping folks, and so I don't see this as being any different.
Henderson's appointment comes at a time of turmoil for the district. Superintendent Dr. Pascal Mubenga recently resigned and is under investigation over allegations of sexual harassment, as well as sitting board member Louis Mookie Hawkins, who says he does not plan to resign.
I can personally attest that the North District will be very pleased with what they're about to inherit.
Despite the Commissioner of Education, Betty Rosa, Buffalo Mayor Sean Ryan, and the Buffalo Teachers Federation calling to keep the seat vacant as it deals with these controversies, the board moved forward with an appointment after publicly interviewing 6 candidates.
You cannot pull the wool over his eyes. He's going to ask questions. He's going to make sure that people are held accountable. Just as he said in his interview, he's not going to be afraid to admit if he messes up. He'll take ownership. But what's more important is that he's going to stabilize this board, because they automatically respect him because he's already earned the respect.
Along with Henderson's experience in law enforcement, he holds a master's in higher education, has served as a substitute teacher, a volunteer, and on the boards of various art programs.
I can get people in the room and we can talk about issues that I try to find common ground, and that's it. If you're about the kids and you want to do right, it shouldn't be that hard.
Parent leaders in the North District say they're hopeful this appointment helps move Buffalo schools forward.
Having these allegations and then having the board seem so fractured, a lot of people are worried that we don't know what's next. And so what I would hope is that bringing this person into the board offers, a new direction.
And I will do the right thing all the time. That is me. I'm a person of integrity and honor.
Now, we asked Henderson about how he plans to address the allegations against former Superintendent Mubenga and board member Hawkins. He said, quote, "I just got here. I don't know anything from the inside, so I pretty much have to reserve comment to that until I get more information." In the studio, Angelica Gallagher, News 4.